That's as far as I can go. So that's why I'm always, man, commending people for really motivating and caring about people because this world sometimes is cold, bro. This world sometimes is real cold to you. And so
Oh
sometimes
man.
you get those and you don't get back oftentimes what you put out. So it's easy for people to just really just get into a selfish shell. And so I don't say, I just make it a point to just always commend those that do that, man, because we don't really get that enough. You don't really get the pats on the back. Good job. Keep going. We hear so
Right.
much of what's wrong all the time. So that's what Motivation Monday is about, to talk about what's right in this world.
Okay, there you go. I'm a member of Hopewell Baptist Church out here in Houston, man. And when I moved here, I eventually became a member there. I'm a member of the choir. And the choir, one of the songs that we sing is "Encourage Yourself."
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You know, definitely continue to pray. And ask for God to give you that extra strength. But of course, He definitely commend you. I'm sure to encourage yourself. So I feel you on that. When you're looking for that extra, sometimes you got to do it yourself. Encourage yourself, and hey, things will be amazed at what should happen.
Well, if you're looking for people to do it for you, man, again, you may be disappointed because people are going through, and a lot of times people don't have proper coping mechanisms, so they end up just being angry or have to have some kind of drug or alcohol in order to go through their situation. So for you to just face it head on, hey, man, I'm going to face it, I'm going to deal with it because it didn't break me. Situations in life will either make us or break us. We're going to become better or bitter. You chose to become better, and now you're an author and speaker and all these things, though, man, because of your situation. And maybe had that not happened to you, you may not be doing the things you're doing right now. So a lot of times, man, we take things as being tragic, but then we just be triumphant at the end of the day, man.
Right, right. You realize that it's a lot of them they have to, they go through something, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in order for you to see, in order for you to really appreciate, what you've actually been blessed to be able to attain. You got to go through something. When it's given to you, to me, it's just hard for you to really appreciate that,
Yeah, it is.
And I just felt like that.
It is because you hadn't really worked for it. You hadn't really grinded for it. So because you just expecting somebody to give you something else. Oh, this came easy. This other stuff will come easy too. But as you say, when you work hard for it, and my old man used to always say, my dad's always say, when you get your lessons bought and paid for, you'll learn, you'll retain the knowledge that you're supposed to retain because it was a bought and paid for lesson. So it's definitely life would teach you, life would challenge you, but also it would train you to be the best you can be. And so when you go through situations, you're able to tell somebody else, hey, man, you can get through this. And I can tell you from self-experience, this is how you can get through this. Because you're not just giving just old, plain advice and just throwing a bunch of quotes at them, because you heard somebody else say it. You a true walking, talking testimony, my brother, in reference to just not giving up, not quitting, challenging yourself, and be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be every single day. And that to me, again, we should just round up those people that are doing those things and give them a round of applause, because again,
Right,
it's so easy to quit. And we see it though, bro. We see it young, old, black, white, rich, poor. People give up every day. They give up because they don't see any hope in trying. And I do get it, but the Bible speaks on that, long suffering, who says long is long enough? Who says that, oh, well, it's my time? We're not the author and finish of that. So we have to just be about our business, while we have the blood running warm in our bodies and just go forth and not really, what it say, like in Proverbs, right? Lean not to your own understanding. You can, we don't really understand the thing, and I think if you talk to a lot of people that grew and are doing a lot of positive things now because of their challenges, they would probably say, I wouldn't change it for the world.
right, right. And you said something prolific too there. That
Yes, sir.
like I said, I wanted to make sure I say this clearly. Um, remember I'm a church, it's Hopewell Temple Baptist Church, here in Houston, and 3820 McKinley at Scott in Houston, 7705. But my pastor is Reverend Asa W. Sampson Sr. and Asa W. Sampson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my pastors, man, and
Shout out.
they give you a double dose of everything they preach there, and I wanted to make sure that I say that. But one of the things that my pastor says, man, and that I think that really touched me in a certain way is he said that we need to pray about everything, of course, and pray. You should pray as often as you can, not just as before you go to bed, when you wake up, and before you sit down to eat, but pray about everything throughout the day, and you'll be amazed on how things start to work in your life. So I wanted to make sure I put that down because I can't say enough about these pastors and my members there and my choir members and everything. But they've developed me in a lot of ways as well.
That's good though, man. I mean, I appreciate you saying that because a lot of times, man, I hear so many people say negative stuff about the church. And not necessarily the church itself, but some of the people, some of the attitudes, you know, some of the issues that a lot of people face when they go in looking and seeking something, and they deal with somebody with a funky attitude that kind of drives them away. So I appreciate, man, the enthusiasm that you have in your voice when you speak about how your church and your church family has deposited into you. Because, like I said, so often, man, I hear so many stories about how bad it is, you know, with different churches because you have so many just attitudes of people and if any of those people are listening, check your attitude at the door, man, because you never know how you making somebody feel with that attitude. You know, it's God's church. It don't belong to you. It's God's church. So we got people coming there hurting and looking for some help. The least we can do is give them some kind of help and guidance and not send them away worse than where they were when they came, right? So I think we have to keep in mind for that because we all are God's children. We all are work in progress. We're all out here trying from the pulpit all the way to the back door. Everybody is out here trying to be the best they can be every single day. And if grace and mercy don't kick in for us all, we all in trouble.
Right. Yeah, and everywhere I've lived, like I say, with all that being said, everywhere I've lived, well, you know, being brought up in the church, I find a church home wherever I've lived and laid my bed. You know, my first church, I was a member in Baptized Mayo Baptist Church, which is in Diboll, Texas. That's where I grew up at.
Shout out Diboll.
What's that?
I say shout out to Diboll.
Diboll, hey.
Diboll.
It's for life, yeah. But yeah, that's definitely Philby. That's where I started at, and hey, got to give shouts out to Diboll.
Yes, sir. The East Texas down that way, because I grew up in Crockett, so like, you know, not that far from Diboll at all, you know, so it's all good. I can't say we played y'all in sports. They played them in sports. I had asthma as a kid growing up, so I was on the sideline just watching it. I was watching it all go by. But
you were there in spirit, though. I'm sure you were there.
Oh, yeah, man. I was there, and I was on the bus when they got through to go give me something to eat, too. So, yeah, I was there.
I heard that.
Yeah, hey. Man, I was there, man. Hey, man, do me a favor, man. Give me, like, one of your poems or one of your sayings, though, man, while I have you on the line, too, man, so let the people know what they have in store whenever they start purchasing some of your material.
Sure. I can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I was always writing, and it just developed me even more and more with my writing and putting all the things that I was trying to put together, and that helped me too, just writing about everything.
Yeah, it's therapy,
writing
man.
About everything.
It's therapeutic.
Very therapeutic.
Yep, you're right about that, my brother. You definitely right. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot or nothing about no poem too, but I knew you probably already had something prepared, man. You know, something out because you're a writer.
Yeah.
Writers do what writers do.
Oh, most definitely. You know, this poem that give you a snippet of this one of my poems. This is one of my favorite ones, and it's also on my page. It's called Words of Wisdom. You know, and this is a poem that has resonated in a lot of things in my life. Kind of like it's kind of like a staple poem, you know. And I try to make sure that I give someone a snippet of that. It's just learning from those. The title of it, like I said, is Words of Wisdom. Learning from those who bless me with their knowledge and all that God has taught them in their journey. Although there's much more for me to learn in life, having faith in God leaves no room for worry. Yeah, that's just a snippet of the poem there.
I like that, man. I like that. See, now I want some more, man. I want some more. I like that. Yeah, man. But you're right, though, man. Worrying, man. I mean, we all do it, right? We all do it, and we do it at some point in time. But I think just putting it in check and knowing, you know what though, I worry a little bit too much today. I've been a little bit too, too anxious about some things today, So I think consciously being aware when we do worry, and the effects that it can have on us, and what we see and what we manifest in our life, I think that's really important, because again, as human beings, I think sometimes worry will come, but as you say, keeping it in check is a true sign of growth, because it will consume you. I mean, problems and issues and things of the world will freaking consume you, man. And trust me, I get it. I do commission work, man. I mean, so if the loan doesn't close in fund, guess what? I don't get paid. I had one, just a matter of fact, today that was supposed to close on next month. Issues going on where the inspection of the property didn't work, and now they're not going to get that property. She's going to try to get a different property and all that, and working through all these different little hiccups. Now, I couldn't count that money. Now, in my mind, right, in the back of my mind, oh, yeah, June 8th, I got that coming too. Nah, not necessarily now. So I still got to figure out what happens when these bills are due and when things are due and stuff like that. So it's a matter of, choosing the commission working and things. But it's sometimes, man, I admit, I'll be like, man, okay, God, I see you. I'm looking for you, but he always comes through right on time. And it's always right on time. And
most definitely.
And when he does come through, I feel like, man, you know what? I feel like a jerk for tripping, or worrying, because it's almost like you didn't kick your faith in action. You just kind of like kick that human element. I'm just going to trip out.
Right. Oh no, can't do that, of course.
You can't, man.
Yeah, it gave you one of my other ones here.
Yes, sir.
And I'm the first one to say, and like I say, I've been writing poetry since I was 12 years old, but believe it or not, the last 4 years, I started memorizing some of them. And since I stepped away a little bit from my writing and getting out in front and speaking, and I try to do that as often as I can.
Good.
There's been a little delay on that, but this one is always available to listen. When your days get hard and you need someone to talk to, find a quiet place on bended knee or just where you stand will do. No need to check the schedule to see what time is available for you. I know someone who needs no warning. He always has an ear for you. Always available to listen.
I think, man, knowing that though, man. I mean, I think, again, we all get caught up in it, tripping, the stress of life, ups and downs, this roller coaster ride of life that we call. But I think that comfort in knowing that you truly have someone, the universe, man, made everything in the universe, right? It knows every hair on your head, everything about you. I think when you have that, you proceed with confidence, even though you haven't seen it manifest yet. You know that's going to happen because you realize that, you know what, God got me. He told me he got me. He promised me that he got me, and so I got to go out and just execute as if it's already done.
Oh yeah, but one of the things to add to that,
yes, sir,
is giving, always being able to give back and always being able to assist somebody that needs help.
Mm-hmm.
Those opportunities come at us all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't catch them, and we think about it, you pray about it, if you feel you might have should have did something or whatever. But, there's always an opportunity to give back, in whatever way you choose out there. But I think I feel that's how we get our blessings,
You're right, man. You're right. But via your time, talent, or your treasure. And oftentimes, man, we give money, right? And we think, okay, our money should come back to us, or, we should get it back. Oftentimes, man, we don't get it back the way that we gave it. But then sometimes it can be as simple as, like my vehicle messed up on me the other day, right? It messed up on me while I was in the garage at home. Could have did it on the road. Could have had me, out in the way. So just those little things that we see, man, we just stay to be grateful for, even in the midst of, man, another car repair. But thank God it didn't happen. Could have been worse. So it's always, man, I think in the back of my mind, it could always be worse, And once you realize that, you walk with this level of gratitude, in your spirit, and walk tall because you have that confidence in knowing that God got me. No matter what day it is, no matter what the weather is, God got my back. And we just got to just walk in that confidence. And I think that's what he requires of us, that we just walk in that confidence so we can grab other people and say, hey, man, what is this joy you got? I mean, why you still walking around happy? I know what you're dealing with. Well, let me tell you if you got a few minutes,
Right. There you go. That's how you do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you just grab them to the side because the people are watching. They watch.